Gervonta "Tank" Davis is gearing up for what could be one of the most significant rematches of his career, which is set for August 16th against Lamont Roach Jr. after their first encounter, which ended in a highly controversial draw on March 1st. Both Davis and his team were left with a sense of dissatisfaction. While the bout was closely contested, many fans and analysts alike expected a clear winner, and the draw did not sit well with them. In the aftermath, Davis did not take the result lightly. His return to training since that night has been nothing short of intense, motivated, and laser-focused. Davis has approached this rematch with a renewed mindset, working harder than ever to ensure that the result will leave no doubts this time around. Behind the scenes, Davis's camp has been working tirelessly, leaving nothing to chance as they fine-tune every aspect of his preparation. The difference between this camp and previous ones is clear. Under the guidance of his longtime trainer Calvin Ford, Davis has been implementing a new training strategy specifically designed to neutralize the unique style of Lamont Roach. Ford and the team have been thoroughly studying Roach's past fights and recent training footage. They've broken down every single sequence, round by round, analyzing the way Roach sets his feet, the specific movements he makes when throwing punches, and how he reacts when pressured in the ring. The goal is simple: shut down Roach's rhythm before he can settle into his usual fight plan. The team is leaving no stone unturned, making sure that every angle is covered and that Davis will be prepared for whatever Roach may bring. It's not just about matching Roach's energy, but about controlling it entirely from the opening bell. This level of detail in Davis's training is indicative of a clear shift in philosophy. Ford and the team are no longer focused merely on winning the fight. They are determined to make a statement. Davis's last fight with Roach left lingering questions, and the camp's response has been to address every single issue that arose. Even without dwelling on the specifics of what went wrong in their first fight, the changes in Davis's training regimen speak volumes. Ford has made it a point to increase the intensity of the training, not just in terms of speed and power, but also in duration and focus. They are emphasizing ring IQ, situational awareness, and counterpunching. The team is not just sharpening Davis's physical tools, but also his ability to think and react in the ring, ensuring that he's not merely relying on his knockout power, but also his ability to outsmart and outmaneuver his opponent. This preparation goes beyond what the average fighter does in training. This is about creating a fighter who is not just physically gifted, but mentally sharp, capable of executing his game plan regardless of how the fight unfolds. A crucial part of the camp's philosophy is addressing concerns about Davis's agility and footwork. There has been a growing narrative in the boxing world that Tank might be losing a step when it comes to his movement in the ring, especially after the first fight with Roach. Davis's camp is attacking that notion head-on, and they're working harder than ever to improve his agility. They've introduced dedicated drills including lateral movement exercises with resistance bands and in-ring positioning drills, which are designed to sharpen his ability to move side to side, control the pace, and keep Roach from establishing his jab and move style. These aren't just random exercises. Each drill is tailored to Davis's needs, ensuring that he can move effectively while remaining powerful and explosive. Ford has emphasized that they are not just doing these drills for conditioning, but for actual fight preparation, knowing that Davis will need every ounce of agility to manage Roach's range and avoid being outboxed by his opponent's more methodical approach. The intensity of the training has reportedly begun to take a toll on Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, who has been feeling the physical strain from the rigorous pad work. According to reports, Davis has been hitting the pads so consistently and powerfully that Ford's hands have taken a real beating. This level of intensity in training isn't just about working hard, it's about setting a tone of urgency. Davis isn't just preparing for a rematch, he's preparing to dominate. This isn't a fight where he's just looking to go the distance. He's preparing to take control from the first bell and not let up until the job is done. The energy in Davis's camp suggests that he's been using the frustration from the first fight as fuel to push himself harder. This is no longer just about winning a fight, it's about making a statement that he's the best in the lightweight division. The rematch with Lamont Roach represents more than just a chance for redemption for Tank Davis. Roach, while not as famous as some of the other fighters in the lightweight division, is no slouch. He knows Davis well and has been around him for much of his career, which makes this fight even more personal. Roach is not just another opponent. He's a fighter who understands Tank's strengths and weaknesses and is uniquely positioned to exploit them. Ford has made it clear that while Davis is the favorite, Roach should not be underestimated. "You can't put Roach to the side like that," Ford remarked, acknowledging Roach's pedigree and the fact that he came from a similar background to Tank. Roach's experience and discipline make him a formidable opponent, and Tank's team is not taking him lightly. The fight with Roach is a test of Davis's ability to adjust, learn from past mistakes, and prove that he's the best. Ford has made it clear that no one in Davis's camp is overlooking Roach, and that mindset is a reflection of their readiness to go to war. The psychological aspect of training has also been a major focus. Kenny Ellis, a key member of Davis's team, has been working closely with Tank to ensure that he stays mentally sharp. They know Roach is tough and that he showed resilience in the first fight, even when things got difficult for him. But they also know that Roach began to fade toward the end of the bout, and they're using that to fuel Davis's motivation. Instead of brushing off the draw as just another result, they've dissected it and turned it into something that drives them forward. Every detail of that fight has been analyzed, and Davis's team is now using it to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes again. It's not just about physical preparation. It's about preparing Tank mentally to handle whatever Roach throws at him in the rematch. Another key change in Davis's approach is how they're diversifying his offense. In the past, Tank has been known for his knockout power, and many fans and analysts expect him to rely on that in every fight. However, Ford and the rest of the team have been urging Davis to fall in love with his jab again, to develop his combinations, and to control the pace of the fight without necessarily chasing the knockout. While Davis's power will always be a part of his game, the goal now is to create a more complete fighter who can win rounds not just with force, but with smart boxing. This more calculated approach is about winning the fight in multiple ways, not just waiting for the perfect moment to land that one devastating punch. It's about dictating the rhythm of the fight, making Roach react to Davis's style instead of allowing him to control the exchanges. Looking back at the first fight, there's one moment that has stood out as a turning point. During the 9th round, Davis took a knee which many believe affected his vision and momentum. Ford has been vocal about how that moment, caused by the grease in Tank's hair, was disruptive. They've addressed that issue in this camp, ensuring that Davis won't let external factors affect his focus. They've also adjusted their approach to how they handle physical discomfort and distractions in the ring. Nothing is being left to chance. Ford and the team are making sure that every aspect of Davis's preparation is accounted for, so that nothing can derail their plans in the rematch. In addition to the physical and psychological preparation, there's the added layer of Mike Tyson's presence in Roach's camp. Tyson, a legend in the sport, has been rumored to be advising Roach ahead of this fight, and Davis's team has taken notice. Tyson's influence in Roach's camp raises the stakes for Tank, who now has to prepare for not just Roach's usual style, but also for any adjustments that Tyson might introduce. Tyson is known for his aggressive approach and sharp counters, and Davis's team is prepared to counter any changes in Roach's game plan that might come from Tyson's mentorship. The added factor of Tyson's strategic influence has added an extra layer of urgency to Tank's training, making it clear that Davis must be prepared for a more aggressive Roach, one who might throw more body punches and sharpen his counter-punching. Throughout all this, the coaching staff remains in sync, each member focusing on different aspects of Davis's development. Calvin Ford is overseeing the big picture vision, making sure that Tank is ready for any situation in the ring. Kenny Ellis is handling the mental aspects, ensuring that Tank stays sharp and focused throughout the training camp. Barry Hunter is diving deep into technical analysis, studying Roach's sparring footage to pick apart any weaknesses. And Coach Boogie is focusing on rhythm, timing, and mobility, making sure that Tank is in sync with his movements. Together, they're creating a multifaceted approach to Davis's training, one that leaves no area unchecked and ensures that Tank is prepared to face whatever comes his way on August 16th.